Here we are in Puerto de Madrón. You can see the beautiful scenery behind us and the sunshine, a little bit on the chilly side. We thought we'd update you and tell you about, first of all, the car. We brought our car over from France, which is obviously French registered, and we needed to register it in Spain. The first surprise we got was they have a thing about tow bars, and our tow bar from France didn't comply. So therefore we had to have the tow bar removed. There was no other way for it, so we actually had to pay to have it removed. We then managed to get the car registered over here, took it for the Spanish version of the MOT, which is the ITV, not the television channel. We used a Historia to help us with the paperwork with the car. A Historia is sort of a legal helper, if you like. They charged, I think it was around about 500 euros to help us through the legal process, get the car registered and get the number plates. And then we went back to pick the number plates up and finally got them fitted on the car. So the car now is Spanish registered, no longer anything French about it, and we're set.
Once we arrived, we had a short window of about 3 months in which we had to apply for our TIE card, which is basically a residency card. So we cracked on with that straight away, filled it in, got an appointment for January. We did take with us on this occasion an interpreter because we weren't very confident at this stage. Obviously, we'd only been here for 2 months. So we took a very nice man called Sean, who helped us enormously because, as per usual, the whole appointment turned into a bit of a farce because we didn't have this piece of paper, the photographs weren't good enough, etc., etc. We got it all sorted, came out with our piece of paper, and were told to come back in no less than 40 days to collect our card, which took us into March.
After all the work, we're now legally resident.
Whilst we've done most of the big stuff like the residency, there's still a couple of more things to do. One of them is exchange our driving license for a Spanish one. Now, that is another thing with a time limit when you do arrive here. For this one, you have 6 months in which to exchange it, which is more than enough time, really. We've still got 2 months left, but we will be starting that process in the next couple of weeks, and it involves going to get a little medical just to check your hearing, your eyesight, and you do a little sort of coordination test, which by all accounts is easy peasy, and you use some sort of machine that's a bit like an old arcade thing from the 70s, so I'm not really worrying too much.
It has been quite difficult, quite challenging. Our first year's admin almost done, but we will have to do a renewal at the end of the year, but then that will be for 2 years. So one thing we need to do, one thing we have done. One thing we have got done is what's called the padron, which is the equivalent, think along the lines of an electoral roll, but it's a bit more verifying your local residency, if you were. That's all done.
As Andrew mentioned, we will have to do the renewal later this year because the card that we have is expiring on the 20th of December. So about October time, we will have to start the process again, but hopefully it will be a bit easier this time because we've already been through it. And what happens is in December, we get another 2 years stay, and then we have to renew again for another 2 years. And finally, at that 5th year, we get permanent residency. So it is a bit of a long process. For 5 years, you are at that stage where you're classed as temporary, but unfortunately, it's just something we have to do now since Brexit.
That's the update on all of the technical stuff. But of course, we have this beautiful area, a little bit of wind today, unfortunately, but it is still lovely. And this is Puerto de Madrón, the area where we're hoping to buy a house, hopefully within the near future, although the housing market has changed quite a bit, and you do get a little bit less for your money.
I've said to Andrew, I think we should try for one of these new builds because they're not actually that expensive. I think they're about 895,000.
What?
But just imagine waking up and having a view like this. We're just having a little nightcap before we head back in our favourite bar on the seafront called Wai Kai. It's very Hawaii themed, so that's why I love it. It just reminds me of Hawaii. But we are off to Bedford on Monday to meet up with some friends, and we haven't been there since January. It's pretty much the end of the night now, but you can see the remnants of people here. There was a bit of a fun fair over there. It's been a grand band playing in the big tent over there, marquee I should say. But yes, it's been a good night, a little bit nippy now I have to say, so I'm looking forward to getting back in the house. But a good night all round. We're full, we've been fed, we've been watered. Let's go home now, Andrew.
Way a España to Jordy's in the sun.